It's Subcons. Today we are back for the Lightshop episode 6. To recap the previous episode, pretty much everyone we've seen so far is either dead or close to dying because of a bus crashing into the ocean. This is all except for the investigator, who looks like he just got fucked up by trucking. In this episode, we're following up on a lot of characters, including our very own Romeo and Juliet. We start off with the Undertaker preparing the girl's dead body. We then see the girl looking depressed as fuck at the same spot in episode 1. She reminisces about all the cute moments they've had together, and in one memory, the boyfriend says, "I love you." In real life, well, not real life, I don't know where the fuck she is, if she's in some sort of purgatory or afterlife, but in present time, she strains her voice and is able to say, "I love you" back. This is a big deal because our girlie was deaf, so likely she didn't know how to use her voice. A bus passes by with a man's in it. He sees the missus, but doesn't remember her. The man starts to walk away, and it all looks normal until he collapses like a fucking ragdoll. I think the woman was some sort of artisan, because in response to this, she tries to stitch him up. We see this cycle repeat numerous times. Him collapsing, her stitching him up, him coming back to life, but always forgetting who she was to him. Eventually, she hears a message from the Undertaker saying that 3 days is all that remains until they are shrouded and there's nothing left. Realizing she's already used up her 3 days, she is running out of time to make this fucking man remember her. Turns out, there was a loophole to this because she ends up pulling a 360 and locks the door that's holding a dead body so she can get to spend more time with the mans. Moving on from the couple, we see the schoolgirl running off back home. She enters the elevator and so does the businessman. The schoolgirl gets freaked out by this and rushes to her room. Before she enters, the businessman asks her if she's seen him around. She said, no, and he starts to question when he's even moved into this place. He suddenly collapses and his missus comes out of nowhere like, "Excuse me, he's mine, I claim him, that's my man's, period." The schoolgirl was being nosy with it and sees what she's doing, but her mom snatches her back inside fucking quickly. The missus peeps through the hole and says, "You two are able to remember each other. We're the same, but why am I different? AKA, why isn't my man's remembering me?" Once she left, the schoolgirl starts flaming the mom, saying, "Why didn't you open the door? Why aren't you talking? And why do you keep wanting me to buy these fuck-ass light bulbs?" This level of tantrum is kinda insane. I know the woman in Strangers from Hell would not take this disrespect. Moving on from the schoolgirl, we see the nurse getting back to work and noticing an old lady comforting a boy. Turns out, the old lady was a ghost and the boy was mourning for her. The lady says she's getting shrouded and will have to leave this place, forgetting everything. She starts talking about how fond she was to her grandson and asks the nurse to do a favor and tell the grandson that she's okay. The nurse is back to the ICU, getting that money, getting that bag, and she noticed the dead woman by the man's bedside. She tries to be low-key with it and tries to talk to her without looking psychotic, saying that they've done every single thing that they can and it is all up to his will to live. Where he will find this bull, she doesn't know, but it doesn't have to be his will entirely. It then pans to this imagery of a heartbeat that kinda implies this woman is what's keeping him alive. We quickly see Sune back for a short while and she's staring at this light bulb. She slowly regains her memories and realizes what has happened. Moving on from Sune, we see the investigator and the lightshop owner having their white girl Starbucks. They start yapping about various things, and one of them is how the investigator cannot pinpoint the exact age of the owner. You're old as shit. The investigator says he's gonna go leave to go find that dumb cunt, and as he's on the hunt, we get glimpses of the moments between him and his wife. One was about how she seemed upset that he constantly kept going back to work, especially at night, and another where she informed him about the miscarriage. Following the sound of a motorcycle engine, he's eventually led to a school. He inspects the names of the lockers and looks shocked for some reason, I have no clue. We see the investigator tired and he turns on his lighter to have a smoke break, but he realizes the lighter ignited on its first try, which it never does. He gets a brief glimpse of the truck that hits him and rushes back to the light shop. The investigator talks about all the weird shit he's experienced and asks the owner if he is weird or is this place weird. The final scene ends off with the owner taking his glasses off, revealing his yellow eyes. As he says, "I used to ask the same question." Well, okay. That was a good episode. I feel high-key sad for the couple, Because, excuse me, sis unalived herself in order to be with a man's, and the man doesn't even recognize her. And even if she did make him remember, she's gonna have to forget everything eventually. If I was her, I think I would unalive myself twice, to be honest. Lastly, more and more people are regaining their memory, and I specifically wonder how the investigator is going to take it, because I feel like he would be a skeptic when it comes to this sort of shit. If you like this episode, go watch my previous episode recaps for the Light Shop. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.